the end of each quarter, Stephen and I look back at all of the recipes we've made over the last 3 months, and we rank our top 5, and that's what we're bringing to you today. Hey y'all, I'm Mandy, and this is Mandy in the Making.
Unscripted, live and unscripted, Mandy in the Making. Coming in at number 5, straight out of heaven casserole.
First of all, we're going to be using 3 cups of this. I need to pull some more. But then we've also got carrots, onion, celery. Got about 2 cups of rotisserie chicken. And then we've got some chicken broth, our stuffing mix, of course, and then I'm going to add garlic in too. The recipe calls for 3 carrots, but my carrots are pretty large, in case you can't tell. So I'm just going to use 2, and it says that they just need to be sliced. So I'm going to cut them in half, and then I'm going to slice them in half moons. The recipe calls for 2 ribs of celery. Mine are very, very small, so I'm doing 3. But it says you can dice them or slice them. So I'm just gonna really thinly slice these. Lastly, we need 1 cup of diced onion. I don't know why I didn't grab my veggie dicer for this stuff, because I didn't think about it, I guess. But I've got a small onion or a medium-sized onion that I'm just gonna dice really quickly. So we've got our Instant Pot ready. Let's go ahead and turn it on to saute. And we're going to wait for it to come up to where it says it's hot. Okay, it says it's hot. So let's throw in a couple of tablespoons of butter and let that melt. I do have my little Instant Pot clip on. I don't know if you can see that, it's right here. It keeps the entire thing from turning as you were sauteing stuff. It's really nice. I've got it linked in my Amazon store below. Now we're gonna throw in our onions, our carrots, and our celery. We just need to saute these for 5 minutes. The last minute or so that it's sauteing, I'm gonna throw in some minced garlic. Okay, we've got about a minute left. So I've got this garlic here. I'm just gonna add some in. Just, I don't know, maybe a tablespoon. I was kind of surprised that this recipe did not call for garlic. We absolutely love it, so you know I had to add it in. So it's been 5 minutes. These are softened up pretty well. Now we're gonna pour in a 1.5 cups of chicken broth. And you just wanna scrape the bottom just to make sure you don't have anything stuck. I don't think I do. But if you don't scrape the bottom and you have something stuck on the bottom, just in case you don't know, you will get a burn notice. Now you want to add in your rotisserie chicken. I've got 2 cups of that here. And then 3 cups of chopped spinach. I didn't chop mine because it is the baby spinach. Oh man, I always find stems that I did not remove when I go to add it in. They were hiding in there. Okay, that's all right. We're just going to move on. And then I'm going to take my stuffing mix. This is the cornbread flavor, is what this one calls for. And we're gonna pour it on top, and we're not going to stir it in. I am gonna spread it out just a little bit, but we're not gonna stir it in. Okay, let's turn our Instant Pot off. So I'm gonna hit the cancel button. I put my lid on, it is set to sealing, and we are just gonna pressure cook this for a whopping 1 minute. That's it. So once that comes up to pressure and does its 1 minute, then we will quick release all of the steam. Y'all like that? And it'll be time to eat. It came up to temperature. It counted down from 1 to 0. Now let's release the steam. Why do I struggle? There we go. Okay, so at this point, I'm gonna put my Instant Pot clip back on just to hold it in place. And you wanna stir this really well. Oh my goodness, y'all. I wish you could smell this. So when I said, you ready? You said?
I was born ready. Especially when it comes to something that smells this good.
I mean, this house smells amazing.
Well, it tastes just as good as it smells.
Does it?
Yes, that is amazing.
So it's called Straight Out of Heaven Casserole.
Yeah, it lives up to the name. For
okay,
sure.
Good.
This is by far the favorite
of the ones I've made.
Of the ones that you've made.
Okay.
Yes, the flavor, you can tell that the Holy Trinity or whatever.
The Holy Trinity, yeah. Carrots, onion, and celery.
Man, is tremendous.
Okay. As much as I loved the breakfast casserole and still do, this is my favorite of the ones I've made as well.
Oh, this is really, 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 really
good.
good.
It is amazing.
I love the texture of it.
Yeah.
The other ones had, I mean, this one has a lot more moisture in the in the stuffing.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes it stand out to me.
Right.
It's got a lot more moisture in there. Obviously, the flavors are just.
And the veggies are perfect.
Yeah, it's not like
they're not mush.
Yeah, it's a good balance and a good blend of flavors.
Yeah.
Whereas in the other ones, the stuffing kind of takes center stage.
Over. Yeah, yeah.
This one here is a more balanced approach. It's really good.
All of them have been great, but this one, I see why they call it straight out of heaven casserole. Y'all have got to make this. Stephen, you said this is a...
Go backer.
It's a go backer. He's going to go get more.
If you are new here, we like to go back through the comments from our most recent video, and our most recent video was a Taco Tuesday video where we shared 4 different taco recipes with you. And I think I mentioned in that video, sometimes, you know, if you're making the same tacos every week, it can get boring. I'm guessing this is a fake name.
Jane Doe.
Jane Doe.
Said, for the record, tacos have 0 potential for getting boring. I have to agree with that.
That made me giggle.
Like I can eat the same old taco every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday.
Number 4, 1 pan creamy sausage pasta.
No, you were reading up here.
Oh, what?
That wasn't it. That's what we're doing next Tuesday. We're down here.
Oh.
That's next Tuesday's video. They hadn't seen that yet.
Okay, we ain't done nothing.
Okay, number 4, deep dish pizza.
How would you get these things out of order?
Honey, I wrote them all down and then we ranked them.
That's right. All right, here we go. Coming in at number 4, deep dish pizza.
First of all, we are going to preheat the oven to 425. And I'm going to chop up our veggies that I am going to cook along with our ground sausage as I brown that up. I am going to add some green pepper. Just about half of this green pepper should be fine. I've also got half an onion here. I'm just going to slice that up or dice it up. And lastly, I've got some cherry tomatoes here. You don't have to do this, but I wanted to have a little chunk of tomato in my tomato sauce. So I'm just going to just dice these up and add them to our tomato sauce that we are going to put in the pizza. So I'm going to keep them separate from my pepper and onion. Okay, our next step is to start browning our sausage. I've got this large skillet heated to medium high, or it's heating up to medium high now. I have 1 pound of sweet Italian ground sausage. You could definitely use ground beef if you would prefer, or just leave out the meat altogether. It's up to you. Going in with our sausage is going to be our bell pepper and our onion. Okay, so this large 9x13 dish, I'm just going to spray it with a little bit of olive oil spray. And I have since learned, since the stromboli incident, that this pizza crust is the kind I need to work with. So I have just this can of pizza crust. We're gonna unroll it and just try and kind of put it along the bottom and bring it up the sides a little bit of this dish. Okay, so it wants to keep sliding back down. So I'll have to kind of work with it once I start to get my ingredients inside of here, I think. I mean, it's going up, it's gonna be fine, but because it's got the non-stick spray, it's kind of slipping and sliding, but we'll just kind of work with this as we're adding our ingredients in here in just a minute. Okay, this is done browning, but we definitely need to drain it. So I'm gonna do that now, get all this extra grease out, and then I'll return it back to the skillet and we'll add some more stuff. Ma'am, say, I am fully aware, Mom, that you have cheese up there. Yeah, I know there's cheese. Okay, now that we have drained our sausage and onions and all of that, let's add it back in. I have turned off my skillet. I don't need it on anymore. Now we're gonna add in some tomato sauce. I have a 15-ounce can here. If you can find chunky tomato sauce, you could even use a marinara, about 15 ounces of marinara if you wanted to. Or if you had some tomato sauce that has Italian herbs already in it, that would be great. But since mine doesn't, I am gonna use my Italian herb grinder and just add a little extra in there. We've already got some there from the sausage, so I don't have to worry about it too much. And lastly, I'm gonna add in those pieces of tomato just to add that good tomato chunk to the sauce. And let's just combine all of this together before it goes into the pizza crust. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and add my mini pepperoni in here too. You could definitely use regular size pepperoni, but I really like these mini pepperoni when you're working with something like this. Okay, now we're talking. Let's go over to the pizza crust. And we're gonna just start adding all of this mixture in. This already smells divine. And then you know, of course, we've got to put some cheese on top. So I've got some mozzarella cheese. Let's just sprinkle that all over. Okay, this goes in the oven at 425. We're gonna check it around 12 minutes just to see how it's doing. It should be close by then. I find it very satisfying to race against the clock. So I had 12 minutes. It ended up taking about 13 minutes until it was ready, but I was able to clean the dishes and clean the kitchen so that we can enjoy this and I don't have too much to do afterwards. But this looks and smells divine. I have already dug in and this is really good.
It looks good. That is really good. That's Italian sausage?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Lots of flavor in that.
Tons of flavor.
It's got like this deep dish
It
feel
is.
to it, right?
That's exactly what this is a deep dish pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very tasty. The dough is perfectly done.
Oh, yeah.
It's not doughy at all. It finished completely. You can see it kind of browned around the edges.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's really good. That marinara sauce, that's tremendous.
Awesome.
All the veggies cooked in there and everything. It's nice.
Very,
it's
very
like
good.
It's like a pizza pie.
Pizza pie. So y'all need to make this one. Make it your own. Do whatever you want to do as far as the inside goes. But this, I just love how the crust did.
Little pepperonis too. Those little mini pepperonis.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'm telling you.
It's like
good stuff.
It's like a meat lovers almost.
Yeah, it is.
Pepperoni and the sausage in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Very nice.
All right, y'all, give this one a try.
Okay, for our next comment, it is in reference to when I was making the pork carnitas and I was shredding it up.
Annie Finter said, game changer for shredding instead of 2 forks. Got a pair of steel meat shredders from Amazon that look like bear claws. What? So much easier on my wrists. I think I've seen those
We've
before.
seen those. We need to get some.
Yeah, that would be fun.
We need to get that.
Just shred it up. Number 3, Big Mac salad.
We're gonna get started by making the sauce first. So I've got some Duke's mayonnaise here. We need about 1/2 cup. We need some grated onion. I've already grated mine. Let's add that in. I'm doing a little less grated onion than it calls for. That's just personal preference. We need a couple of tablespoons of ketchup, a tablespoon of sweet pickle relish, brand new jar, can't open it. Gonna use my handy dandy little, telling you this thing is the best. Okay, a tablespoon of that. A couple of teaspoons of yellow mustard. Did you see that? Yep, 1, 2. A teaspoon of white vinegar. And then we just need about a 1/4 teaspoon of paprika. That is our sauce, our Big Mac sauce. And it's also gonna be the dressing for our salad. I'm gonna pop a lid on this and it's gonna go in the fridge while I prep everything for the salad. I'll taste it. Okay. I'm glad I tasted it. I'm gonna add a tad more ketchup. This is not the same spoon I just took a taste test with. I wanted a little more of that ketchup flavor in there. Yep. Perfection. That's good. Pop the lid on.
Okay, so we're just going to brown the ground beef and then we will season it afterwards. This is a really lean ground beef. I won't have much fat to drain off of it, but you may want to cook yours, drain it, and then season it. I washed my romaine lettuce. You could use iceberg if you wanted to, but I'm going to tear it and put it in here and dry it. I left my mustard there. It's decoration. I got this salad spinner thingy at TJ Maxx years ago, and I love it. Okay, let me start adding this to my salad bowl. Okay, so this is finished cooking. I have turned off the heat. We're gonna add in some seasonings. You need about a teaspoon of salt, a half a teaspoon of pepper, about a half a teaspoon of garlic powder, and a dash of the Dub sauce. I do a lot of dashes. Let's just mix that together, and then we're just gonna put it over here on a plate so it'll start cooling off. We don't want it to go onto our salad hot. Okay, it's time to serve our salads. I was just gonna do it all here, but it's gonna make it a little bit harder to get all of the parts of the salad in each bowl. So we are just going to do everything in our individual bowls. It's just me and Steven here tonight. Cole loves a Big Mac and he loves salad, so he's missing out.
I like Big Macs too.
Well, I know you do, but I'm just saying Cole's missing out.
Yeah.
All right, Steven's gonna add in our ground beef on one side or in the middle, it doesn't really matter. You do it how you want to. He started in the middle and I said side, so it is what it is.
Look, I'm just following directions. I just eat.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
You're just the eater.
That's right, I'm eating.
Now I'm gonna add some cheddar cheese. We have a Zaxby's near us. They serve chicken. I don't know if you know. I don't think it's all over the US, but their salads, this is how they prepare their salads. Whenever you get it, they're all in different sections and you have to mix it all together. What else we got?
We got some onions.
Onion. Do it to it. Okay, we're gonna add some maters.
How about that?
That's good. Move it over. Add me some maters.
Got some pickles on there.
We got pickles.
Oh, mine on top.
Hey, go over there in the fridge and we've got the Big Mac sauce.
Oh, we can't forget that.
I mean,
oh man, that smells good.
That's what makes the whole salad.
I'm gonna drizzle it with a spoon.
Well, that's just pretty.
Yeah.
She's so pretty.
Gonna be pretty good.
Here, you want some cheese?
Charlie.
There you go. Y'all, I gave it to her, I promise, or else she would still be screaming. Okay.
We made a little mess right there.
That's all right. Let's eat.
These are mine. I don't know where yours is at.
What you think?
I think this is gonna be amazing.
I think it's gonna be really good.
But we gotta get all the pieces.
Right, you gotta get a little bit of each thing on your fork.
Gotta get a little bit of everything on here. Wow. Well, that is a Big Mac in a bowl.
That is awesome.
You did good.
Thanks.
That's amazing.
I'm so excited.
Wow. Cheddar cheese. Presentation wise, I love it. But however, I think mixing it all in there together
Yeah.
would be more functional.
Well, of course, yeah. For the picture,
I mean, I
and
guess
just to
you
make
could-
it look pretty, you want to do it that way. But
Yeah.
then kind of mixing it all together once it's on
Right.
the plate.
If you're trying to impress, you know,
Sure,
maybe
sure.
do it that way. But functionally, you
You want to toss it.
just put it in there.
All right, I'm gonna take a bite. I'll be back. McDonald's is missing out. They need to put this on the menu. Tell me if you remember. It was back in the 90s and maybe early 2000s was when that was. The mixed salad shakers. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? You used to get it and it would come in a cup basically, and you would shake it with the dressing and coat everything in the dressing. They need to make a Big Mac salad. McDonald's, if you're watching, because I know McDonald's is watching, you know. You need to make a Big Mac salad. This is delicious. Okay.
All right, here we go.
Are we ready for the next one? Hang on.
Melanie Goldstein. She says, I love the way you talk. I'm an Army brat. So I never lived in the South, but my mom is from Tennessee and she taught me how to talk. Everyone finds it hilarious that I have a Southern accent. Not as strong as yours. Anytime we lived in America, it was Northeast. I love that you and hubby have loved one another for so long. I have loved my hubby for 30 years and I am still under 50. I had my babies early, so now this stay-at-home mommy has only adult kids. Wow.
We're about to be there as well.
Yeah.
I mean, we only have one child, but yeah, we had him
Yeah.
early. I was 23 when Cole was born, 22 when I got pregnant,
Yeah.
which would have made, if I was 23, you were 25 when Cole was born.
That's right. Yep.
Yep. But thank you so much.
Yeah.
I love that you have a Southern accent, but you've never lived in the South. That's amazing.
Yeah, that is cool. Number 2, lemon chicken orzo.
Okay, so I'm going to slice up my chicken sausage. I just have this roasted garlic kind. You can use whatever you like, or the chicken breast, like I said.
Now, optional in this recipe are using either 2 zucchini or 2 summer squash. I'm gonna use 1 each. We're gonna grate it to go into the dish. It just adds some extra veggies without a lot of people realizing that there's a ton of veggies in there. So I've just got out my cheese grater, and Gracie is very aware of what's going on. Blue, I promise you it's not for you. You don't want this. Should I peel it? I'm not gonna peel it completely. It's got some character. I have never used this to do zucchini and squash, so. It's so easy, so easy. Yeah, yeah. Look at that. Y'all, how perfect is that? So I've got a large pot, like a stew pot, Dutch oven type, heating up to medium high. While I wait on that to heat, I am gonna get some lemon zest. We need this later. So let's zest this while that is heating up. It's one less thing we have to do later. And we'll also need the juice of this lemon too. We need 2 3/4 cup of chicken broth. So I'm gonna pour that here into this. And then we're gonna add some cornstarch too. Okay, we just need a couple of tablespoons of cornstarch. So I'm just gonna eyeball it. And we're just gonna whisk that together. That's gonna go in later, but again, I'm just trying to prep everything so that once I get over there to my pot and get going, I don't have to stop and go do anything else. I'll leave the whisk in there and we'll whisk it again right before we add it. I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil, not a lot, and we are gonna add in our chicken sausage and just brown it up. It's already cooked, we just need to heat it through. Okay, we're just gonna let this heat through for just a couple of minutes. I'm not necessarily gonna brown it. These have been cooking for 4 or 5 minutes. They are good to go. I'm gonna go ahead and remove them out and put them over here on this paper towel lined plate. We're gonna take a couple of tablespoons of butter and add it here into the pot. Let that melt down. Now I've got a small diced onion. I'm gonna add that into our melted butter, and we're gonna saute this for 3 or 4 minutes. Oh, I'm fogging y'all up. Sorry about that. This has sauteed. Now we're gonna add in 1½ cups of orzo. This is dry orzo. It's gonna cook later, but we're gonna saute it first. And just stir it around and let it do its thing for just a couple of minutes. Now we're gonna add in our grated zucchini and squash, as well as some minced garlic. You need about 4 cloves, or just however much you wanna add. Stir this around. Oh my gosh, y'all, I wish you could smell this already. Wow. I'm really hoping that this is gonna be a new favorite. So now we're gonna add in a 12-ounce can of evaporated milk. If you would rather use heavy cream, you can. And then we're gonna add in our chicken broth and cornstarch mixture. Let's add in all of the juice of this large lemon. We're gonna add in all of our lemon zest. We need a teaspoon of this Better Than Bouillon. This is the chicken. You need about ½ a teaspoon of salt, as well as ½ a teaspoon of pepper. And ½ a teaspoon of thyme. Let's stir all of that together. You're a mess. And we're gonna add our chicken sausage back to the pot. At this point, if you had chicken breast, you would add that back in. We're gonna cover it and bring it up to a simmer. So I think it's come up to a simmer, yeah. So we're gonna reduce the heat to about medium-low. And we're gonna let this hang out for about 10 minutes until the orzo is cooked through. Something you want to keep in mind is that you want to stir it every couple of minutes just so that the orzo does not burn on the bottom. It's been 10 minutes. I just tested some just to make sure that the orzo was completely done. It's al dente. I'm going to let it hang out for another couple of minutes with the lid off. And then we're going to be adding in some cheeses and the rest of our herbs, and it'll be time to eat. It's going to have more of a consistency of a risotto today, which is exactly what the recipe says. So it's been a couple more minutes. We're gonna go ahead and add in our seasonings here. I'm just gonna do about a teaspoon of each of these of basil, dill, and parsley. And then we're gonna add in some mozzarella cheese, about ½ a cup of it, and about 1/4 a cup of feta cheese. Where is, oh, it's in the pot, Mandy. I was looking for my spoon. It's right here. So I'm just gonna stir this around. Oh my word. Okay, let me turn the pot off completely. Oh my gosh. This is the perfect consistency. If you needed to add a little more chicken broth or milk to get it creamier, you could, but mine is as creamy as it can get. Let's eat. Are you excited about dinner for breakfast?
Look how creamy this is.
I know.
Oh, wow. Golly. That is delicious. Wow, it is hot.
Yeah, be careful.
Man. Like this lemony, creamy, lemony, garlicky, kind of cheesy flavor. Then you get the herbs in there. That's amazing.
I'm so glad. The whole time I was making it, I was like, wow. Just wow.
Oh, man. That lemon.
Is it overpowering? Is it too much?
No.
Okay,
it's
good.
perfect.
Okay, good. All right, well, I gotta. So I'll be back. Stephen had to run outside to talk to a contractor really quickly. But, y'all, this will be in a favorites video. Just mark it down. Just know it's coming. I always take my glasses off to eat. Do y'all do that? Especially if it's something that's hot, because it's just going to steam up my glasses, so I just take them off. The flavors in this, it is very much like a risotto, very creamy. I mean, it's got that zucchini and squash in there. You wouldn't even know it. It just feels kind of like it's a noodle. Hang on, Cole had some. Let me ask him what he thought.
What?
Zucchini and squash, grated.
Both of which
Uh-huh.
I don't like.
I know, but do you like this?
Mm-hmm.
He was shocked to hear that there's zucchini and squash in here because he doesn't like it usually. It's grated in.
I know, but
Yeah. But you like?
yeah.
Yeah, he said. 1 or 2 thumbs?
One.
1? Really? Okay. So Cole is not as big of a fan as me and Steven are, but my goodness.
Carla M said, I like him with facial hair best. Amen.
But
Steven looks much younger without facial hair.
who said that one?
Brenda Brasher.
On Tuesday's video, there was a clip in there of a recipe that we had filmed a long time ago. And Steven had shaved his beard. And so he had baby face going on. A lot of the comments from Tuesday's video is either team facial hair for Steven or team no facial hair
Team
for
beard.
Steven. So which team are you on? You need to tell us below. I'm on team beard.
Team beard.
I don't like it when he shaves his face.
It's getting a little buffontulous right now, though.
I made that word up.
A
You're
little
welcome.
buffontulous. I need to...
He has a little bouffant going
need
on
to-
when it gets like all bushy. And so I tell him he's buffontulous.
I need to whip out the trimmer. And at number 1, the creamy garlic pork chops.
I've already got some green beans on the stove. I've got those started. If you have never seen my green bean recipe, I will link it below. It is my favorite way to make green beans. So I've got that going. We're going to be using this entire bulb. This is a bulb, right? Yes. Individually, they're cloves. This is a bulb of garlic. Let me zoom you in. Hang on. Aww. Now, I don't know if you've ever had one of these little contraptions, but they are great. I'm pretty sure I got this at the Dollar Tree forever ago, and it came in a 2-pack. But this is a great way to peel your garlic.
I got all of my garlic peeled. I did chop up some parsley. Now we're going to move over to the stove. I have some olive oil here, and I need 1 tablespoon of butter to get started. I am heating up this really large, deep skillet to about medium high. And I've got 1 tablespoon of butter in there, and we're also going to add in a tablespoon of olive oil and let that heat up really good. I had 2 pork chops here, but they were really thick, so I just cut them in half, like kind of butterflied them pretty much. So now I have 4 pork chops, and we really wanted to get them good and tender. You want to salt and pepper those bad boys?
Salt and pepper.
And then there's a fork over there next to you if you want to flip them and do the same to the other side.
Will do.
Thank you. Our pan is nice and hot. He is going to add these in. We're just going to sear these on either side for about 3 minutes, and then we'll remove them. They'll continue to cook a little bit later, so you don't have to worry about them being completely done. You just want to sear them on both sides. Look at that color. That is exactly what you want. Okay, it's been 3 minutes on this side, so now Steven's just gonna remove them to this plate. So we just added in another tablespoon of butter, and we're gonna grab all of those cloves of garlic, and we're gonna brown those in the butter for about 3 minutes. Also, you wanna turn it down to about medium. You don't need it up on medium high anymore. So we're just gonna let this hang out here for about 3 minutes, stirring it pretty often. It's gonna flavor that butter really well. It's gonna taste so garlicky and so good. It's been 3 minutes. We moved the garlic over to the side. Steven is adding in 1 tablespoon of flour, and we're gonna let this cook here and just start to thicken a little bit. You don't want to pour the flour onto your garlic. You want to do it over here in the butter and oil, and just let that cook for about 30 seconds so you get that flour taste out of there. Okay, it's been about 30 seconds. We're going to be adding in a half a cup of chicken broth. Nice. And some lemon juice. You only need about a half a teaspoon of lemon juice. So I've just got a couple of slices of lemon here that he's going to squeeze in there. And it should start to thicken up after just a couple of minutes. Oh yeah, there we go. It's already starting to thicken up. Once it starts to thicken, we're gonna add in our heavy whipping cream. You need about 3/4 of a cup, so not quite that whole thing, honey. That's 8 ounces.
Okay.
So almost the whole thing.
Whoa, no.
That was a good save. He about dropped that thing. That was good.
Well, thank you.
I'm impressed. Okay, so he's gonna add that in, and then I should have a little thing of garlic powder over there. So add in 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder at this point as well.
Look at you measuring.
I'm just trying to make it quick and easy. Now we're gonna.
More garlic, wow.
That's right.
Oh boy.
So just make sure that that garlic has dissolved, and we're just gonna add the pork right back in.
Okay.
And cook it for another 3 to 5 minutes until the pork is done. Now you'll know your pork is done when it comes to about 145 degrees. If you want to take it out a little bit before then, it will continue to heat up and get to 145. But we're just gonna kind of spoon the sauce over it and just let this hang out for 3 to 5 minutes, and then it's gonna be time to eat. Fresh parsley, just to finish it off.
This looks amazing. Smells amazing.
You cooked it. I just kind of stood over there and told you what to do.
That is amazing.
Really?
Oh my goodness. That sauce is out of this world.
Well, honey, I am so happy.
Man, that is really good. It's reminiscent of like a gravy, you know, like a brown gravy, but like infused with garlic flavor, just the perfect amount, and then that lemon juice that you put in there just kicks it up just a tad, just to give it a little more
depth, maybe
depth in there. Yeah, really, really, really good. Love the pork chops are good and tender.
Okay, well now he's sold it. I gotta eat. I'll be back. I'm gonna say it. Should I say it?
Say it.
These are the best pork chops I've ever made. I said it. Except I didn't make them.
Good.
You made them.
This is going on top 5.
Yeah, y'all, this is going to be in the top 5. Just go ahead and mark it down. You've got to try this. It was so fast and easy. It moved so quickly. You're just going to have to try it, and it pairs very, very, very well with the green beans. Mm-hmm. We are happy campers. Somebody's not happy, though. Tell them. Tell them. Yeah. Yeah.
Gracie, you love Daddy? Yeah.
Look, we ran out of pork chops, but what did we not run out of?
We didn't run out of green beans.
Or
That sauce.
he just did it, y'all. He went back in there and
Look, you put that sauce on your cereal, on your oatmeal, on salad, put a little bit on your corn on the cob. Just whatever.
the camera.
I'm gonna tell you right now, that sauce is really good.
He kept saying, I want to drink this sauce.
Just drink it. I mean, turn it up.
Is it good on the green beans? I cannot handle you.
It's amazing. It is amazing.
It really is. Okay, y'all. You got to make this one. You're going to see this one again. It's happening.
We're making this tomorrow.
If you're interested in watching another best of video, click this little thingy.
First of all, your hand is all the way off camera over here. Thank y'all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed going back in time and seeing our top 5 recipes from this quarter. If you want to see some more of our favorite recipes, make sure you check out the description box below. I'm going to link a playlist with all of our favorites. Thanks, y'all. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.